Okay. So, since it's choose your own adventures time, so pick a time.
What?
Pick a time, like a place and time. The future, medieval days, Bible days,
Bible days.
Bible days? Okay. Civil War, 1980s. Pick a time.
Bible.
Okay, we got 2 for Bible days. So, long time ago. Okay. Once upon a time, there was a great ruler. And he ruled many kingdoms. And this ruler had a son. And you guys are the sons of this ruler. And his name was Ocrius. Everybody called him Aki. Aki, yep. And he wanted to go with his father to see battle. So Aki would always ask his father, "Father, can I go with you to see battle?" And his father would tell him, "Yes, soon you can. But first, you must attend to your studies." And Aki was so upset. And there was one day he was just so tired. And he heard his father in the hallway talking, "This shall be the biggest battle we shall ever fight." And Aki was so excited. And after that conversation, he ran to his father and said, "Father, can I go with you to battle tomorrow?" And he said, "No, son. You must attend your studies. Do you want to end up like me, a warrior, a king, or do you want to be a great man of wealth and prosperity that's done through the wisdom of your mind? Or would thou be just like me and just take wealth and riches by force? Tend to thy studies tomorrow." So that night he went to bed thinking, "What should I do? Tomorrow morning they are setting off to the greatest battle. Should I set off to the greatest battle or attend to my studies?" Studies? You guys are all choosing studies. Good for you.
Me too.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said you all. That includes all 3 of you. Do the math. So, so he watched his father ride off to battle. And he was attending his studies. And then the battle went on for days. Every night he would lay in his bed hearing the screams and the cries of the battlefields not far off. One day, a soldier came riding in. He looked out the window, and it was his squire. His squire was wounded. You don't kill squires. But his squire was bleeding. He ran in and fell on the ground, and the servants helped him up, and they pulled him into the castle, the palace. And he was like, "The king! The king is dead." And he looked at, what was his name? Archie?
Yeah.
Arcrius. Yeah, and everybody called him Archie. He looked at Archie. "You are now the king. We have all been killed. Please, we cannot defeat them." And he fell silent in a pool of his own blood. Arcrius stood up. What should he do? Should he rally the last troops to fight? Or should he try to talk to the enemy?
To fight. Talk to the enemy. Talk to the enemy.
After all, he had studied for a long time. So he decided, "I shall try and reason with this enemy before they enter our borders." I don't know why I'm doing the accent. But, so Arcrius said to all the servants, "I am the king now. And the council told him, "Very well, you are the king. What shall we do? Shall we gather all our men? Because the border is coming. Or shall you fight and raise the sword of all the people in the land to fight against this army? Or are you just going to go and try and reason and talk with them because you studied?" So what should he do?
Talk with him.
Go talk with them or fight?
Fight. Talking with him.
Talk with them. So
Fight,
even
fight,
through
fight.
the wisdom of the council, he was like, "No, we shall try and reason with this army." So he said, "Mount me on my horse. Me and the council shall ride forward to the army." And I'm doing a British accent again. So they jumped on their horses. And the armor, it was so heavy. They put armor on him and he's like, "I cannot do this." And they were like, "Sire, you must wear the armor." So should he wear the armor or should he take the armor off?
Armor.
So he put the armor on. And he was trying to hold on to the horse. And he was riding and it was all like... I don't know why this is the Bible race. I mean, it's long enough ago. And he's like... riding. "This armor is heavy. This is very heavy." And they kept riding. They came there before them. And they threw out the white flag, which means that they want parley. They want to cause a surrender. So the king of the invading army came out before them. And he said, "Where beeth the big dog?" And he's like, "I am me." And he's holding up his helmet. And he's like, You don't even fit in your armor. Have you ever learned how to fight with a sword? I challenge you to a battle. Parley for this land. If I win and kill you, this land and this kingdom shall be ours. If you win, we shall return to our kingdom." And he said, Archelaus said, "Or shall we just have a conversation and make some peace over this no man's land?" So, should he fight or should he have a conversation?
Fight.
You guys remember what he's wearing, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, he gets down off his horse. Goes to pull his sword out. Really heavy sword. And he laughs, the king. "This shall be the easiest kingdom we shall ever take." The evil king, the invading king, walks toward him with one swing, just knocks him over and his helmet flies off. So what should he do now? He saw his helmet over there as the advancing king. Should he go grab his helmet or should he take off more armor?
Go get his helmet.
So he started scrambling for his helmet. He put his helmet on and bam! Another big strike from the sword on his back. Ah! Felt like it hit him really, really hard. So he slowly rolled over in his heavy armor and he held up his sword. And the king struck again. And then finally the king turned the sword upright. What should he do? Should he roll over or should he scream?
Roll over. Scream.
So he screamed and the king was like, "Ugh! What is your problem?" So should he tell him, "Let's have a conversation," or should he fight?
Conversation.
Talk. So he's like, we shall talk." And he was like, "It is far too late for that." And stabbed a hole straight through his armor and his heart.
See, I told you guys. You choose roll.
You guys chose wrong a long ways ago. I told you his armor was too heavy.
Yes.
And then you said to do the fight rather than have a conversation and make peace. Remember? He did studying instead of fighting. He wasn't a warrior, and you had him go up against a warrior that just killed his dad. That wasn't good thinking. There you go. That's the end of the story.
That was
So you gotta listen to the story and listen so that way you guys can use your heads in real life.